Hi guys, it's Jordan from P&P Campers. I'm just going to be doing a handover video on this VW Poppit conversion. So it's based on the VW T5. You see the number plate there, VW, so it's a 05, so 2005 plate. And so what I'll do is I'll start here under the bonnet, work my way around, and then show you inside the vehicle as well. So under the bonnet, first thing you notice over in the left-hand corner is your chassis plate in there. Tells you all the weights for the axles and your actual chassis number as well. We've got your air filter inside this box just here, power steering fluid and brake fluid. Then got your engine oil filling point here at the top and your engine oil dipstick, which is this part just here. The washer fluid gets topped up through this point, and your engine coolant goes in here. Then got your engine battery over here on the right hand side. So this is the starter battery, and essentially this is the one that you want to get to. If you need to jump start the vehicle, that's the one you need just there. Other than that, that's about it really for under the bonnet. So on the front near side, you will notice your diesel filling point is inside just here. So you do need to have the passenger door open in order to open that locker up, because there's a little cap holding it shut. On this passenger side, you've got all your paperwork, the original sort of VW stuff inside here in that folder, and plenty of storage down underneath. This front seat here is a swivel seat, so you can lift up on this little tab here, and that will allow you to swivel this front seat round. I have vaxed all of the seats, so the seat here and on the driver's one there's a couple of stains. I got rid of those. Same goes for the seats in the back. I've done top and bottom of all of these, so the whole sort of bed layout is all vaxed completely to get rid of any stains and marks that were on it. So you've got the wind out awning up here, the Fiamma F45 awning. The winder for that is just in the back here underneath the bed, so that's this winder just here. I've also, just whilst we're on that sort of topic, I've put this table just here, which has got a wooden effect top. I've put this here on the back. This is where you sort of keep the table whilst you're not using it. So that's there. I put the little base on here. So essentially, if you want to use this table, leg goes in here like that, and on the other side of this leg, you've got this tripod. So the idea behind the tripod is that you can put the table then wherever you want inside the vehicle, or indeed outside. So if you wanted to have the awning wound out and have a table and chairs outside, you can do that because you've got the tripod there. You can move it wherever you want to. So I have also put the new solar panel up on the roof, as you can see. So brand new solar panel up there. It wasn't working whatsoever before, so I had to replace it for a new one. I'll run you through the control panel and everything here at the back in a minute, but I'll just carry on around the outside first. On the off side, sorry, don't worry too much about these bits. This is me getting rid of the old panel. So on the off side of the van, the only thing I need to show you really is this, which is your electric hookup point. So having the electric hookup plugged in means that you can use any 240 volt sockets. It also means that your battery charger will spring to life and start charging up your leisure battery from there. So having the hookup plugged in is handy. It means that everything's charged up all the time, basically. Nice window here on the side here with sliding opening window here as well from inside. In the cab, I'll just run you through here briefly. Not too much to show, to be honest. These T5s are a little bit basic. Just realised I vaxed this a minute ago, so it's still wet. Anyway, so you've got the 6-speed manual gearbox. Now, I have driven this vehicle a fair amount, and I know that it drives absolutely lovely. So yeah, 6-speed gearbox from there. All of your heater controls are just here in the middle, and your hazard warning lights are from that switch just over there. Single DIN head unit up there, Sony, that's fairly modern. And you also got these USB sockets and 12 volt points up there. Indicators and flash is from the left-hand stalk there. Washers and wipers are on the right there. You've got the lights from that little dial just there. And if you want to put the fog lamp on, when you got those lights on, you pull this out towards you and the fog lamp should come up. It'll tell you on the dash when it's on. Down underneath, put your bonnet release handle just down here, and your steering column adjustment is from this one. You have got the heated and adjustable electric mirrors, so you can adjust the mirrors by selecting which one you want to move, and then just literally move it around like this. Should move around, and then you can unlock and unlock the cab from here, and obviously you've got your electric windows here as well. So next thing I'm going to show you is going to be that control panel, because it's really the kind of the brain of the vehicle, if you like. This is kind of where you have to control everything from. So this is a PMS, power management system. So it's a PMS 3H. So very, very simple how you use these. You don't really have to do much with them, to be fair. All you've got is battery selector just here. Now, if you want to have anything on in the back end of the vehicle, like I've got the lights on, I've got the fridge on, all that sort of stuff, you need to have van selected. Okay, so if you have van selected just here, it means that the leisure battery is the battery that's going to be powering everything in the back end. If I went up to car here, essentially what that means is that now all the power is now being drawn from the vehicle battery. Okay, the only reason they really give you that option is because if you have the electric hookup plugged in, you can select which battery you want it to charge up as well. So let's just say the vehicle battery was completely flat, you couldn't start it. If you had access to a hookup cable, you could plug the hookup cable in, select car, and it would then start charging your vehicle battery instead. So you do have that option. If you want to do that, you can do. But for the majority of the time, you want to leave it on van, so that's the the leisure battery charging everything and the leisure battery powering everything. To the right of that, we've got water pump, so you can literally turn that on and off. All that does, it doesn't mean that the pump is actually running when you turn that switch on. All it means is that the pump itself has power. So to get the actual pump to work, you have to open the tap in the sink. So you can leave that on if you want to. Just make sure that you don't accidentally leave the tap in the open position, otherwise it will just run on forever. But when you're not using it, I always recommend just switch it off. Yeah, just for just in case you don't hear it running or something like that. It's just fail-safe way, really. They've got a couple of fuses just here, so essentially to take these fuses out, you literally just need a little flathead screwdriver and they will unscrew out. There'll be a little glass fuse about that size. It tells you what size the fuse should be and what it does. So you've got fridge, auxiliary, lights and pump. So if you have any problems with those specific things, you can check the fuses. Then got your battery condition, so it's telling you there that the battery is in really good condition, up towards the high. It's going to be up high because we've got the electric hookup plugged in and the charger light is on. So the charger is on and charging up our leisure battery. And on the left hand side here, we've got your 240 volt trip switches. Some of these probably aren't actually doing anything because it's only going to be the charger that's actually on mains, I think. I suppose you have the sockets and things as well, but yeah, there you go. So that is all you have to do with that. When you want to lock the van up and sort of switch everything off, literally all you have to do is push this little battery selector switch back to the middle, and then basically the power will go off. Make sure that you obviously switch all your lights off and stuff as well, but there you go. Right, so down underneath that, we've got the freshwater tank. So if you want to take the fresh tank out to sort of clean it or fill it back up, it's literally just a case of unscrewing the little red cap just there. So unscrew that off and then you'll be able to pull the pump out. This will then literally just pull it all the way out and you can clean it or fill it back up, whatever you want to do with it. So that is nice and easy. And below that as well, we've got your gas locker. So the gas itself, you can only really fit these little camping gas bottle in here. So to turn the bottle on, we're going anti-clockwise round to the left, all the way up, turns the bottle on. clockwise round to the right all the way down, turns the bottle off. So I'm going to leave that on just for a minute, but yeah, that really is it. That's all you have to know, really. That thing over there is a regulator, so that regulates the gas to go through at the right pressure. And this is what you call a pigtail hose, which essentially is something you have to replace every sort of 5 years, just because they do perish because they're made of rubber. So if I'll go inside now, it's not going to be a particularly long video because there's not loads and loads to run through in here. It is a small vehicle, but I will run through everything I can with you. So in this cupboard up over here, we've got the solar wires coming down through the ceiling, just in case you wondered what they were. But absolutely loads of storage all the way around. So I really like the layout of this conversion, where you've got this huge locker up here, which really is good. Loads of storage over the sides here, and another locker up here over the cab, so you've got even more storage in there going right the way forwards. 2-burner hob and sink, so you've got ignition there for the burners. Sometimes the gas needs a little bit of help to light up. Might need a little clean out underneath that little burner there. Yeah, I'll give that a little clean out underneath there so it comes through nicely. But basically that's how you light these up. You've got the ignition switch there and the 2 burners. The water is cold only. As you can imagine, there's no water heater on here. It's just not really a big enough vehicle. So literally, as soon as you've turned the pump switch on at the control panel, you'll be able to turn the pump on and off like so, and it will draw the water through into the sink. Easy as that. Below that, we've got your 12-volt fridge. So this is a Waco 12-volt fridge, which is a nice high-end brand. So essentially, it literally couldn't be any easier on this particular van. You've got this switch just here. That switch isolates and turns on the fridge. So essentially, when you turn it on there and you get your little amber light, there is a very vague or very dim light in the back of the fridge just there, which is telling you that it's turned on. You've then got a little dial just here, which is essentially just your temperature switch. You know, if you find that it's not getting cold enough or it's getting too cold or whatever, you can adjust it from there. But yeah, essentially, if you want to have the fridge on, turn this switch on. If you want to turn it off, turn it off. So that, because it's a 12-volt fridge, that'll work all the time. It'll work when you're driving, it'll work when you're parked up. As long as you've got a good enough amount of power in your leisure battery, it'll work. So more storage down here next door to the fridge and above it. Having this little cubby here is really handy because it means you get access to the bottom of the sink and the burners there. More storage inside this one. Right, so down below this seat just here, we've got the solar controller itself. All right, so you haven't got to do anything with that, but that's just where the solar controller is. And up over there, basically behind this, let me just open this up so you can see. I'm just going to put the camera down for 1 second, just whilst I move that open. So, just whilst we're here as well, I'll just point out there was a little rust mark running along here because of this pole, this little pole that runs across here. I have covered that in tape as well so that we don't, you know, because it's got a little bit of a surface rust on it. When you have this bed closed back over how it was just then, it sort of rubs off against this cushion. So I've wrapped it up in tape and got rid of the rust stain so it shouldn't come back again. But I just thought I'd point that out. So this is your leisure battery just down here. So you haven't got to do anything with that at all. But I just thought I'd point out that's where it is. And a little box just next door to it that says, don't know how to pronounce that, Jurtic. That is basically your split charger. So when your engine's running, the engine is going to be charging up the vehicle battery as well as the leisure battery as well. It's essentially just a thing that most high-end conversions will do. So to put this bed back over, you have got this little handle here. I can't do it with one hand, that's why I had to put the camera down. But basically you pull this handle here and it will lift and slot back over. To pull the middle part down flat, you've got this bar across here in the middle. Pull that bar and then this will come down flat as well and meet up in the middle. I have vaxxed the back of that seat as well because it wasn't... It's tricky because it wasn't really dirty. It was just that it had these kind of little rust patches all the way along here. So I had to get rid of those. I thought I'd just vax the whole thing whilst I was there, really. So there you go. So, yeah, as I say, it's a fairly short video, but there's not a huge amount to run through. The lights have got 2 switches just here. So once you've turned those off there, that's essentially everything switched off in the vehicle. So, if you think I've missed anything out, or if you want anything else going over, just let us know. But otherwise, I look forward to seeing you soon. Thanks very much.